Okay. Hello, hello. How are you? I hope that you are doing okay in this period of time. We are going to be discussing in this video special vocabulary for describing cities. My name is Teacher Clemente, and we're going to have a really nice time talking about places that we love because cities are simply that, places that we love. Some of us love bigger cities, some others love smaller cities, but we have a permanent relationship with the city. So, in order to give you context, I wanted to think of Matilda, and I'm just giving Matilda a name, but let's think of one that family member that has that kind of characteristics of the picture that you see there. It can be a cousin, it can be a brother, it can be a sister, it can be a friend, it can be a girlfriend, it can be someone that is really close to you that you used to go to places and have fun without restrictions. Okay, you can go really wild and you know that you're gonna be okay. You can go really um, into what you're doing, and she or he it's going to be okay with you. I like to think of that type of person as the person that you will go and shower in the rain with all of your clothing, with all of your purse, with everything on you, and she will be having fun the same way as you. So that kind of relationship is that person, and that person is coming to your country. For the sake of this video, the country is Dominican Republic. So that person is coming to the DR, and you guys are going out and you're gonna have a lot of fun. So you have to figure out which places are you going to go, which places are you going to visit. And I'm not talking about specific places. I am talking about centers of movement. Okay, let's say that you're going to the countryside and you're gonna be based in one town and you want to visit other places. How would you describe those places when you are in the discussion? And I know that there may be many different scenarios, but I have chosen this one. Okay, it's my it's my chosen. So um, let's jump in. So, how would you describe a city? We know how to describe people, okay? But we're going to describe using something called adjectives. Just a reminder, the key word with adjective is description. I want to describe, I want to use nouns to describe, I want to use words to describe nouns or pronouns. In this case, we're going to discuss, we're going to describe nouns because we're talking about cities. Now we're going to describe cities. Um, what are some of the things that I can say about city? I can say that a city is beautiful. And I am talking about its general arrangement. How is the city? How does the city look like? How does the city make you feel when you arrive? The colors of the city, the trees, all that kind of things may give you an idea. A city can be cheap, meaning that you don't spend a lot of money when you are in the city. Also, a city can be clean, meaning that you don't have a lot of trash in the streets. The streets are basically clean. You have trash cans everywhere. You can walk up and down, and it's as clean as you get. And it's also referring to the environment. When you go to a park, it is still clean. It's the grass cut. I mean, you can feel the people having fun. A city can be interesting, meaning that you have a lot of things to do. Meaning, or the things that are interesting to you are present in the city. I wanted to make it subjective also because there are cities which might be interesting for some people, and for other people might not be interesting. Another characteristic of a city, it can be quiet, meaning that if you want to rest and relax, you don't have that a background of the city all over your head, continuously moving, sirens, horns, cars approaching. It's quiet, okay? And those are positive adjectives, okay? Um, there are many others. I just want to focus in this group of adjectives because that way we will be able to practice them. Um, Now, if we go to the negative side, to the opposite side, a beautiful city, then we might have also an ugly city. It's a city which is filled with with dirt in the streets, like a lot of trashes in the streets. You have the trees; they don't look as beautiful as they're supposed to. Taking into consideration the different seasons that the trees go. A city might be expensive, meaning that if you go to this city, you in one weekend will spend 20 $20, and in an expensive city, you'll end up spending maybe 100 or 150. And the opposite for clean will be polluted, because when you're talking about cities, you're talking about the whole environment. So cars bring you smoke. You have chimneys also bringing smoke. You have smell from underground waters also bringing you smell. You have noise. You have trash. When you combine all of that, you got pollution. That's why the difference to a clean city is a polluted city. Of course, if a city is interesting, it can also be boring. You can find cities that are boring, meaning the city have doesn't have the activities that are interesting to you. Okay, maybe you go to a city, the city is big on museums, but you're not into museums. You are more into parks, water bodies, beach, river, water activities. So that city may be interesting for a person that like museums, but it might be boring to you. And also, you have the that means that you have cars always coming from the city that won't let you get quiet. At the moment, when you take these are the main objectives. Let's talk about Dominican Republic. And I want you to think about emojis. You have beautiful or ugly, you have cheap or expensive, you have clean or polluted, you have interesting or boring, you have um, and the last one you have um, noisy or quiet. Okay, so looking at the picture, which is the first one that you will select when you see that picture? Okay, think about it for I don't know, maybe 30 seconds. We have no high rise, but you have a lot of 12, 15 feet, 15 floors buildings. I mean, that's Santo Domingo. Okay, would you go for clean? Would you go for interesting? I will go for interesting. If I see that kind of um, accumulation of people, I know that there will be a lot of things to do in the city. If you want to think in money, I wouldn't say that. You have a lot of, if you have a lot of rich people, services will be more expensive because they can pay more. So I would place it halfway between expensive and cheap, and definitely I won't place it in a quiet city. It will be a noisy city because that simply by looking at the amount of buildings, that tells me the amount of cars you have running in the city. Even if they are modern cars, you will still have issues with that. Next city, I think the next city will be Santiago. Santiago is the second city of the art. Let's do the same. Look at the picture. Um, from what you see there, what do you think? Do you think it will be? I think that the first thing that comes to my mind is it's clean. I mean, the beautiful landscape of the monument, it's 100% clean. Um, and beautiful. Those are the two adjectives that I would have for Santiago: clean, beautiful. How about the next one? Punta Cana. Okay. I mean, a lot of people, especially in Europe, they don't know Santiago, they don't know Santo Domingo, they know Punta Cana. They know DR, it's Punta Cana. So it's very funny because when you look for Punta Cana and you add the word city, you will get a lot of pictures of Santo Domingo, especially in the old side of the city. So which are some of the adjectives that you can use here? Interesting because of the beach, quiet because of the space. I would go clean because it's a manicure place. I mean, you have hotels, you have people paying attention to it, and you will have also expensive. Is it beautiful? Of course, is designed to be beautiful. Okay, so those are three cities and those are some of the adjectives that you can use to describe. Now, I showed you pictures from above, okay? Now, I want you to get up close and personal. Let's see if your adjective from up match with those from street level, okay? So let's go with Santo Domingo. That will be the first one that will go street level. Okay, what do you think now? So would you agree that Santo Domingo is, yeah, 100%? Look at all of those cars. I mean, that means a lot. And of course, um, moving on people, phone should be around someplace. So I would add interesting. Okay, so I would say interesting. You show me that picture, and of course, my opinion is biased because I love big cities. So that will be, I am 100% for that one. Now, I want to show you another thing is when you say interesting, there are different levels of interest. Okay? Because we can use adverbs to modify the adjectives, and that way we are more precise for our opinion. So if I go with too interesting, hey, Santo Domingo is too interesting, man. We should go there. I am telling you that Santo Domingo is, yeah, the top of every other place I have been to. I have also extremely for level below, very or really for, Santo Domingo is very interesting. I like it. I mean that things that I like about Santo Domingo, but there are also things that I don't like about Santo Domingo. You have pretty interesting, and you have fairly or somewhat interesting. Okay, that's like, you are at the lowest level of interest when you are in fairly or somewhat interested. Okay, so when you add those adverbs, that will give you um, a more detailed explanation of what you are describing. So my phrase for Santo Domingo would be Santo Domingo is very interesting. I don't want to go all the way to two because you will say, hey, you are from Santo Domingo, take it easy, pal. So I will go with very interesting. Okay, so let's see Santiago street level. This is Santiago. You will find more cars in the street. I can assure you that. But that will be some kind of the idea. You don't have as many cars as you. So my description for Santiago is going to be quiet. Santiago is a quiet city. You can live here in Santiago. I'm living in Santiago right now, and living conditions are, I would say, amazing. Again, if you go in the category side, you can go with too quiet, is extremely quiet, is very or really quiet, it's really quiet, or it's fairly or somewhat quiet. In this case, I will be with really quiet. Okay, so Santiago is, is quiet, but not like um, 100% quiet. Okay, let's continue with the next one. The next one would be our beautiful Punta Cana. Um, is there any other way to describe Punta Cana? Beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. That's what you say. Um, it's when you see the beaches, when you see the hotels, and I think that it has a lot to do with the vibe because basically Punta Cana is a resort town. Um, the vibe is vacations, having fun, relaxing, toda volada. Again, if you go in the scale for Punta Cana, it will be too beautiful. Punta Cana is way too beautiful. Okay. So that's the thing. Now, what I want you to do is let's do the same with your hometown. So what you're going to do for homeowner? Find a picture of your hometown, okay, that describe some of the qualities, and share an appropriate adverb and adjective to the picture. So those pictures that I showed you are not only pictures. Those are pictures that I chosen because I wanted to show you some of the realities of the city. I want you to do the same. Pick a picture that showed you the reality of your hometown. And then add the intentionally emoji or description that you're going to use for hometown, and of course the adverb. That way we know in that scale if it is on the top for extremely or is all the way down for fairly or somewhat. Okay, so that's all for now. Um, have fun. See you in the next one.